You're watching PTV.
What's the best way to reduce? Eat plenty or starve yourself? Starve yourself? Wrong. A half-empty stomach causes hunger tantrums. Now with the RDX full stomach reducing plan, you fill your stomach, avoid hunger tantrums, lose excess weight naturally and fast. And safe, pleasant-tasting RDX tablets contain no dangerous drugs, no hormones. So if your doctor has told you to lose weight, get RDX at your drugstore now.
from the San Francisco Bay Area. It's time for PTV Live. And now, here are the stars of PTV Live: Arnie, Doug, Ben, and Sherry.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to PTV Live. I'm Arnie.
I'm Doug.
I'm Ben.
I'm Sherry.
Tonight we have a very special episode where we're going to talk all about kidneys. I mean, you can see it right there on the thumbnail. It's we have some great nutrition facts for you. So
it's going to be a show to remember.
You're not going to want to forget this. In fact, it'll be hard to forget about this one.
Well, yeah.
We're just prefacing that. So tell your friends, family, tell them to get online right now to watch the show. They're not going to want to miss it. Ben, Sherry, how are you doing?
I'm exhausted. I've been commuting ever since last Tuesday between Oakland and San Jose, and enough is enough. Today was the last day I needed to do that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Very good.
And I'm starting to put my spring decorations up.
Oh,
we need to get our little bowl of shamrock things out.
Yeah.
Because St. Patrick's is 3 weeks from yesterday.
Yeah. You know, the thing is that...
Like,
Actually, it's 3 weeks from today.
Yeah, physically St. Patrick's, but we're not celebrating it on Sunday.
We're not. We're going to celebrate on Sunday.
Celebrate it on Sunday because Monday we have a show. So
it's hard. It's hard to do corned beef and cabbage on a night where we're doing our show. We'll be live on that night, so and we'll probably share the meal and show you what we did. Anyway,
yeah, it's 3 weeks from today, St. Patrick's.
That's the only thing I'm doing for St. Patrick's Day.
Wearing green?
Well, but making corned beef for Tom and me.
Oh, yeah. I can't stand the stuff.
Oh, it's delicious.
How many times did you eat at Taco Bravo? Ben?
What do you mean?
How many times have you eaten it since Tuesday to today? How many times have you eaten it?
Oh, just once. I went today.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to wonder if it was almost a daily routine for you.
So Donna wants to know, does Ben know the way to San Jose?
Oh, yeah, we do.
More than one way.
Yeah, there are several routes that you can take.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's a kind of an internal thing with us with San Jose. We feel like every time we go down there, it feels like Southern California to us. I don't know why.
It is the closest to the valley that you can get without being in Southern California.
Every time I'm in all of the greater San Jose area, I feel like I'm in the Los Angeles area. It's just weird.
Yeah.
But that's California for you. We kind of have our regions.
Yeah. So we have been finally getting to the entire Christmas forest, and it's just about completely done.
It's done-ish, but
someone is kind of sad about that.
Ugh.
Chatty is squatting in the living room.
Oh, poor Chatty.
That's where the grove was. Remember, there were 7 trees.
He's letting you know how unhappy he is, huh?
Yes. I mean, that smile may be there, but he's actually pouting. Yeah.
You can't see the bazillion pine needles. It's still in vacuum. But
I'm still vacuuming them up.
And my arms are just shredded because of the damn tree. I need to wear like sleeves or like an Under Armour thing because I was
those
maybe a compression shirt.
Yeah. I was thinking.
Well, they have those Kevlar shirts for when you're cooking in a hot kitchen.
Those.
You could use those, and that would stop the scratches.
I went in there and I was done, and I felt like my skin was on fire. You could see all the little nicks it took out because he was packing when I was taking off all the lights.
Yeah. You know what? Benji's right. He needs a little TV and some popcorn, maybe some hot chocolate. Oh, well,
These boards are really clean.
Yeah.
We still need to vacuum. But...
It's sad, but, it's okay. But as long as
Not longer.
It's going to be back in 6 months.
Yeah,
because
6 months.
When we get really everything out, which will be by this week, and which will be March 1st, we're not starting until September 1st for Christmas. So we're giving ourselves a good 6 months of a calendar of sans Christmas.
Paul is right. You need welding sleeves.
Yes.
That'll do.
I can't do this again. I'm just so fragile.
Well, between that and what you did today, it's like, come on.
Oh yeah,
Doug.
I cut myself cleaning scissors.
He was cleaning scissors and sliced his finger.
Oh dear Lord.
See. Oh, it's going to be great.
You know, Christmas may be going away, but not all of the evidence of Christmas will be going away in the house. We're going to have some resemblance.
We're keeping a snowman out, a little figurine.
There will be a small tree out as well. We're going to keep it going because we just don't want to say goodbye to all of Christmas right now. But
did you show the 30 totes in the hallway?
I did not. I don't have a picture of that, but I will. I'll show that next week after we're doing all the cleaning, and then I'll show you what the house looks like without the forest. So we'll get going with that. But let's go ahead and get going with the cocktail. Oh, Janie says, yeah, Doug needs Neosporin. We actually have this stuff from Great Britain called Savlon, which is it's the equivalent of Neosporin.
Where'd you find the Savlon?
We still have some.
Oh, this tube is ancient and it still works.
But it's still working.
I'm sure we could find
it.
Really?
Yeah. Now, there's a reason why we're doing a lemon drop. We did lemon drop back in August when we did The Magic of Lemon Drops, the movie. But it's interesting because that Hallmark movie talked about lemon drops. This past weekend's movie also had lemon drops in the script. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to make another lemon drop. So let's go ahead.
And what's the difference between a lemon drop and the lemon drop shots?
The glass size, and you just slam it down all at one time. But I'm going to go ahead and start with ice. I'm going to put some in the shaking tin. And I'm also going to add some to the glasses.
And there's another reason why I wanted the lemon drop. I'll get to that later.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the ice. Okay, great. I'm going to start by just adding... First of all,
squirting lemon juice and having a Band-Aid is not fun.
Yeah.
I don't even know how that lemon... One little drop of lemon can go between this little Band-Aid.
I started with the 1.5 ounces of lemon juice first because it was fresh squeezed and was already in here. Now I'm going to go ahead and add 3 ounces of limoncello. This is a lemon vodka that we infused with lemon to make limoncello.
Mm-hmm.
We made it.
I've got a little bottle of limoncello upstairs.
Ooh.
So
this is not traditional lemon drop.
Okay.
This is definitely not the traditional lemon drop because
that's one.
Hey, Sherry's going for her limoncello upstairs.
Okay. That sounds good.
You don't drink it straight. It's not beer.
All right. So that's 3 ounces of limoncello. Here you go, Doug.
Yeah, we made it July 8th, 2017.
And then it's going to take 3/4 of an ounce of triple sec. This is
pure alcohol, so it's
made by Luxardo. Luxardo is also a company. They make a maraschino liqueur for cherry, but they also make some excellent maraschino cherries. I absolutely love the stuff.
I think we have a couple other Luxardo things.
Could you spell the name of that cream? Cream.
What?
Can you spell the name of that cream?
I'm not sure which cream. Janie, I'm not sure which cream you're speaking of. Limoncello has to be lighter than a limon bassoon.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to put in 3/4 of an ounce, and we're almost out of this triple sec, so we're going to have to go to Total Wine and get some more. But it's 3/4 of an ounce of triple sec. You could use any orange liqueur for this, but in this case...
really pay attention to that color.
We like that. All right. And then about an ounce of agave nectar into this to add sweetness, because we've had a lot of sour in this already.
Oh my. Sherry's boozing it up over here.
Okay, I'm going to put 3/4 of an ounce in, Doug. I'm afraid that an ounce is going to be too much.
Well, actually, that is
Absolutely.
1 ounce is just what it's supposed to. It's 1 ounce of.
Oh, it is? Okay, I'll squirt just a little bit.
There, that's it. Stop.
There we go.
Stop.
All right, here you go. Now, let me go ahead and pour this in my shaking tin.
It's like a lemon supreme pie with booze.
And let me shake it up.
Yeah, so traditional lemon drop just has vodka with lemon juice. I want limoncello.
Break the seal.
Because it's just flavored
Wow.
vodka.
And strain it. And we're going to share this one because this is a lot of alcohol for one drink.
Glasses. Well, that's all the lemon juice we had.
Sherry just poured a glass of limoncello for herself.
Well, it's lemon cream.
All right.
Yeah,
lemon cream.
Made with...
But it's 34 proof.
Yep.
So she should be fine by the second segment.
No, because it's not that much.
All right, so we have...
I'm disappointed. See mine?
Lemon drops. Oh, Sherry, not bad. Cheers.
This is perfect.
Yeah,
if I rim it with super fine sugar, because I'm like...
You can rim it with sugar around the glass, of course, but, you know, it's just a real quick down and dirty lemon drop here.
It just has that tang.
Yeah.
And then the sweetness with the agave.
It was just enough sweetness.
No, you don't need that sugar.
Well, in the movie that we're going to discuss tonight for the Hallmark movie review, they had lemon drop shots in it. That's why we made this cocktail. Why don't we go ahead and give our review of Sisterhood Inc. I like that idea. Alex has this thing where he uses limoncello to macerate berries.
Mm-hmm.
That's a delicious idea.
The acidity of lemon.
Okay, so Sisterhood Inc. After being ousted by the company she created, corporate exec Megan starts a board of directors to improve her younger sister's chaotic life and finds romance with a psych professor who uncovers her tough demeanor. That's a very broad description of the film.
35 foot.
There were a lot of aspects to this film. For a Hallmark film, generally the main plot line of any of the films is a love story. Period. That's generally the way it is. This one was very different. The love story was a subplot of this film. It was actually about Megan fixing her younger sister's life.
Yeah.
Or at least what she perceived to be fixing. But she did it in a rather nefarious way, in setting up a corporation and a board of directors to set up a system for her to acquire another position or get funding to start another company.
She was working with a headhunter or a lead person.
Yeah.
So
but
she didn't set out to do that.
Set out to do that.
No, it kind of happened.
That came after after she started.
Yeah, because she had this person say, "Hey, go out there and get some feelers," and that one person led to another. So it layered on top of each other.
This story was a lot to unpack.
It was a lot.
You'll notice the picture. I usually drop the love interest in the picture there. In this screen, though, I have the board of directors, including, what's her name? Julie Hoffman? Or
no, Jackie.
Jackie Hoffman. That's the woman in blue on the right. The last time I saw her was in last season of Only Murders in the Building.
Excellent show, by the way. Watched it.
Ben, you liked her in a performance from 30 Rock?
Yes, she played an arsonist.
I can see how she would do that.
Okay, that actress is very well rounded. She played a very good board director in this film. She added a lot to the story. All of them did, actually. I liked all the board members. They were very interesting. It was eclectic.
How they said, okay, these are all family members who knew the one sister really, really well. So they needed some outsider just to kind of who had no clue what any of this is, which I thought that was kind of cute.
And that was the psych professor that Megan found for the board. And then, of course, love ensued in their relationship. It was a little rocky. It took a while to get there.
Of a parking spot,
But I don't think she looked for him. She had her assistant put out a job out there and then interviewed people, and that's who he chose.
Yeah, Curtis.
Yeah, Curtis, the person there in the gray shirt sitting at the table.
I liked his character.
His character was actually all the characters in film. Worked. Even the mother of what was Megan's sister's name? I forget now.
Liz.
No,
Izzy.
Izzy, that's it. Okay, so Megan and Izzy are sisters, and Megan felt it was her responsibility to get her sister's life together, including finding someone to date, getting a job, and also getting a place to live that was not in the chaotic life of her, or what she perceived to be the chaotic life of her mother and stepfather.
Yeah.
So it ended up that she made a huge mess of everything because
when it went south, it went south.
Yeah, and it was a hard fall for her.
Yeah.
She almost burned her bridges with everyone on the board and with and her family.
I loved where at the very beginning when the movie started, there was such a Devil Wears Prada moment where she walked into her office, they took off her coat, put another coat in, gave her an espresso shot, and it was like she was parting the sea. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be cool. But, she was well liked. And then she goes into the next scene is the boardroom. They said, get your ass out of here. Don't let the door hit you in the butt. We don't need you. And it was written really well. The chemistry was there.
Definitely. Very good chemistry amongst all of the character actors. Yeah.
I don't think there was a weak link in that cast.
No, you know who I really liked? I liked her father, her stepfather. His little moments that he had on screen were just absolutely delightful.
The credit card that was going to get mileage so they can go to Dollywood. I mean, he was kind of like the mother was super codependent, and how to have fun, they just go get free champagne and put on wedding dresses.
But the fact that Izzy's life being the main focus of it.
She was a mess.
It was actually, her life was a mess. And it worked. But Megan and Izzy's relationship being the main focal point of the film was definitely a plus.
Right. So what did you guys think of it? What's your numbers?
Well,
I loved it.
Let me go ahead and put it here. You really had to pay attention to this one or you'd be lost. Almost forgot I was watching a Hallmark movie, 4.5 Ben burritos, which is
you know what, Paul? Paul, I have to agree with you. I gave it a 9.
Yeah.
It's a very watchable film, and I would, if it was on again, I would sit and watch it.
I gave it a 10.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a high score. Yeah. Wow.
I really liked it.
It's just so different from your standard Hallmark fare.
Yep.
I agree. I liked that they that Hallmark stepped out of their comfort zone for their typical the actual regular tropes that they rely on for everything.
Oh yeah, this was not
for
Hallmark.
Lovey-wary, right?
Yeah.
It's the end of Lovey-wary with that one, right?
Yeah, end of Lovey-wary, and they were 4 for 4 as far as I'm concerned. Every film was really good this month.
Yeah.
I would pretty much watch them all again.
But I think Paul's right. It was not a Lovey-wary film, and that's because it was the subplot of the film. The love story was the subplot, and that's fine. So it
Yeah.
wasn't really. This was more along the lines of something like The Magic of Lemon Drops, that kind of thing, where it's not your typical Hallmark film where, boy and girl finally realized that love was there all along.
Yeah.
So, Doug, what was your score?
I gave it 7.5. It was really, really good, really watchable. I'm in to ooze over it. I was entertained. I thought it was very good.
I had no real hopes going into this film. I liked the idea of the film. While thought it sounded pretty AI generated, but maybe we'll give it a try. Yeah, that's what I thought it was going to be. I did not expect much from this film, but
I loved it. I
Rachel.
absolutely
Well,
loved it.
I really like Rachel Lee Cook in almost any film that she
Oh,
does.
she played this perfectly. Her hair was spot on. Loved her clothes. Everything was, she was the older sister and then the hot mess other sister.
Yeah, the acting very good.
Yeah, everybody was just, and I mean, it was just done differently. It was very good. I mean, they hit these out of the park. Love you where you were.
Definitely. I would definitely give this one another watch, and as Doug did as well, I would give it a 7.5, almost an 8.
Yeah,
So
it was teetering on an 8,
that's
but I'm just
out of 10 crowns. I'd say that's pretty good. But yeah, Sisterhood Inc. definitely a good, solid ending to Lovuary. That means that this next month, Royal Weekends.
Royal Weekends.
I know. I saw that and I'm going, oh no.
So this weekend, I don't know who the two are. They're noobs. The second one has Andrew Walker, and then the third one has Cheyenne from Superstore as the main character.
So Richard says, if Sherry gives it a 10, she was drunk.
Okay.
I was not.
By the way,
I was actually sewing and drinking coffee.
There's Jim.
Can we get some more sunshine, please?
Jim's show is live every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. He will be on tomorrow night with the best Tuesday of the week. So you're not going to want to miss that.
Whatevs.
We're going to take a quick break here, and but we'll be right back with a little cleanup.
Yeah, we got to clean.
You're watching PTV Live. We'll be right back.
You're watching PTV.
How long before you fall off your diet? When this is all there is to eating. Dieters, welcome back to eating. Today there's a new way to diet. The Edward Dalton Company introduces Good Measure, the world's first 300-calorie diet dinners. Now you can actually eat full meals like meat, potatoes, gravy, twice a day, and still lose as much weight as with the well-known liquid diets. How is it possible? The Edward Dalton Company discovered how to actually control calories in full meals like beef stew, so each dinner is precisely 300 calories, as nutritionally complete as a meal can be. Here's a diet not too steep to stick to. Eat an average breakfast. For lunch and dinner, enjoy full meals of Good Measure beef stew, chicken with noodles, or chili con carne, and still lose as much weight as with the well-known liquid diets. Dieters rejoice with new Good Measure diet dinners.
Oh, I was enjoying myself with this whole diet thing.
By the way, did you see how tiny that can was? The guy's hand reached around the whole thing.
I mean, 300 calories.
Oh my gosh.
In 15 minutes, you'll be starved to death. I mean, this is not healthy eating, but, people got thought of things and
Control calories. What? Through hypnosis? And yes, the phrase "dieters rejoice."
Yeah, any spells or potions out there for that magical thing to lose weight?
Oh my gosh. Well,
is just
And I did not realize that they were that obsessed with losing weight back then.
no, and you all saw the people, they were all looked emaciated. You didn't have anybody huge. They were all like really skinny. I hate that. They always have people that are on a diet and they all look like they only weigh like 3 leaves. I mean, it's just horrible.
well, we're gonna do a little
3
tasty
leaves,
candidate
huh?
here.
Okay, so
All right, Doug, go ahead and show
Oh.
everyone.
Arnie, Ron is asking about the he texted me. He wants to know what's up with the California desert tortoise. That's a question that Benji can answer for us.
Oh yes.
yeah, Benji.
Ron, if you're interested in learning about the California desert tortoise thing that we just showed,
Here,
then
There's 2
you
there.
can check out Benji's channel, Let's Go to the Park, and you can see his episode that he posted this morning.
Yeah, exactly.
So these are Old Dutch gluten. They probably crapped out.
Gluten-free. These
They
are
are very old. November 26, 2024.
They smell
They're-
like tomato sauce.
Yeah, they're ketchup flavored potato chips. That's a Canadian thing.
yeah, very Canadian.
I've had certain ones. Here we go.
I'm not a fan.
You don't like them?
Oh,
Mm-mm.
they're all right.
Yeah, they're not bad. They're not.
I like them.
Oh,
But I put ketchup on my macaroni and cheese, so.
You put ketchup on your ketchup.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even swallow it.
Sherry could never be a Canuck.
Ugh, I can't even swallow it. Gross.
No, they're good.
Well,
They're not stale.
Maybe we could try poutine.
No, they're
I
fine.
do love poutine.
I mean, a little goes a long way.
Yeah.
I mean, I love.
You gonna
Ugh.
are you gonna scrape your tongue?
Oh,
Can I have a napkin?
Yes, you may have a napkin, Doug.
Yeah, I think they're good.
I like them,
We had ketchup flavored Pringles. Those were nasty.
that took
Yeah.
care of it.
but these were good. I liked these.
The ketchup flavored Pringles were absolutely gross. These were actually really good.
All right.
It's just tangy.
I'm glad you liked them, Doug. You can have them.
I'll probably eat a few and then pitch them. I mean, I'm gonna have my lemon.
Ketchup and poutine. No ketchup in the poutine. That's what the gravy's for. And the cheese curds. Love the cheese curds.
There is a place in Burt.
All
I
right.
think they're still there.
All right, let's go ahead and keep going because Matt says he might need another drink. Well, let's see.
What's new at Trader Joe's?
There's nothing necessarily new that we have at Trader Joe's to try. However, Chris says, my chow mein I made tasted like Dollar Tree flip-flop. Oh, no.
Ew.
So sorry. Anyway, Trader Joe's, yes, we don't have anything new to try Trader Joe's. However, there was a new display at one of the locations in New Jersey because Matthew here in the chat built that display today of cheddar cheese sticks and organic creamy tomato soup. And now I want cheese sticks and tomato soup.
Have they made the cheese sticks before? Or is that new product?
I don't know.
I don't know if I had those cheese sticks.
Matt,
That sounds delicious.
I know,
Yeah.
Matt. Are those cheese sticks new or have they had that before? Because I don't know. I'll tell you this: I do want to go get them now, and I want that tomato soup. They do
we
make.
do need orzo, so we do need a TJ run.
Yeah, we do.
Because the orzo at the bulk at the Frugal Hoosier is nasty. Who knew that orzo can taste gross?
Can't really?
Yes, it was textured. It was gross.
Yeah.
We like the Trader Joe's flavor noodles.
Okay, so Matt says that they've had them for a while.
I think we probably did. They're probably super crunchy.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, That I just had to show that because he sent me a picture and I thought he did a great job on that display. So well done, Matt. So yeah, definitely.
Well done. I mean, you did your job. You did what you're supposed to do.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying. I mean, everybody wants an award for doing something. Oh, you get a gold star for doing your job.
Oh my gosh. How you're being really surly tonight. All right,
Just wait.
everyone. All right, everyone. Let's try another tasting. All right. A taste of Christmas. It could have been a taste of Oreo. These are Oreo candy canes that we got on clearance after
Like
Christmas.
68 cents.
Yeah, the box was like 68 cents. So I thought, okay.
They were like 90% off or some crazy stuff. So I'm like, let's get them.
But I wanted to give it a try because I've never had these.
Yeah.
I'm afraid. Although it could be like a Thin Mint.
Yeah, you never know.
It could be. I am not sure about this.
Like, here it goes.
But I'm going to give it a try.
Well, these are nasty.
Yeah, they are.
These are really gross.
No.
No.
That.
They don't taste
No.
like Oreos. They taste like petroleum.
Tonight was a miss on all of those.
These are gross.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is going into the trash. Oh, no.
Yeah. Did you pay 68 cents for the whole box?
The whole box.
It's worth
Okay, well then
away.
I won't feel sad about throwing these away.
No,
Okay, look.
I'm going to be okay. The garbage comes tomorrow. So.
And according to the Christmas aficionado, he had them as well. They're not good.
They're gross.
He got them this year as well.
There's something about these flavored candy canes.
Petroleos.
Oh, they're gross.
You see what Paul said? Shame on you, Paul.
Christmas is over, so kicked her out of the room.
Oh. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Limoncello.
I would say they were on the clearance rack for a reason. Definitely. All right. Well, we're going to take another quick break here, but we'll be back with not a tasting, but of all about kidneys. So we'll be right back here watching PTV Live.
You're gonna make it after all.
You're watching PTV.
For people with special dietary needs, cheese is back on the table. Now you can have that great cheese flavor again with new Diet and Health Cheese. Diet and Health Cheese is a delicious low-fat, low-calorie, high-protein, low-cholesterol cheese product for those who are either concerned about their diet or have been advised by their physician to restrict their fat or cholesterol intake. Use Diet and Health Cheese any way you would use conventional cheese. Its creamy texture performs beautifully in all recipes. Enjoy it in sandwiches, casseroles, and snacks. Your family and friends will rave about the new Diet and Health Cheese. If you try it, you'll like it. It goes great with almost anything at any time. A 5-pound loaf is only $19.95. Give it as a gift. Call now 1-800-448-0464 or send check or money order to this address.
I can't believe it was $20 for a loaf of that cheese.
5 pounds
whatever.
of cheese product.
But I love the give it as a gift.
And wait for 2 to 4 weeks for your cheese product to arrive. Oh my. Oh.
And yeah, I'm convinced that yes, Richard, they probably made it in Windows Movie Maker.
It was from the 80s. I mean, Windows didn't even exist back then. It was from a VHS.
It was a loaf of cheese.
That since the 80s turned green.
And yeah, you buy it via phone.
Yes.
That's
Just
just
tracker
nasty.
money with
my
a self-addressed
goodness.
stamped envelope.
I'm glad I didn't have to diet back then.
Oh.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
those 2 kids, that one girl, she looked like she was forced to eat it. You can look like she was like a hostage. You know, I'm going to eat this.
Yeah, I don't think it was Velveeta.
No.
No.
That was definitely a science experiment. I would not.
All right. Well, we told you that we're going to be talking all about kidneys. Let's get to that. So yeah, this is all about Doug's health tips.
Are we ready?
Are you ready to start talking about kidneys? The thumbnail was definitely about kidney beans. So yeah,
Since it's about health and kidney beans, we found some stuff about kidney beans that are actually interesting.
Yeah.
Not that you probably all know about it. They're low in fat, saturated fat compared to other beans. Contain antioxidant and phytonutrients to reduce inflammation. A low glycemic carbohydrate.
Yeah, that's
so people who have blood sugar issues. Beans, and more beans.
Yeah. And it's named because it resembles a human kidney.
Yeah.
I got to dissect a human kidney.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Now the health benefits.
They're beautiful inside. Absolutely beautiful.
They're
when you slice them in half.
Like abalone?
They're beautiful. They've got beautiful coloring. They've got like pyramids in there. Oh, they're beautiful.
The aisles of Langerhans and the pancreas. Okay. They may help with weight loss and promote colon health. They may moderate blood sugar levels. They may reduce the risk of heart disease. They may also support digestive health.
And you eat too many of them?
Oh dear, did I break wind?
That is possible.
So, I take your Beano. So when we have a lot of cruciferous vegetables, or we have anything that has a lot of beans in it, or refried beans, always take your Beano. So they're really good for you. Kidney beans.
Now, this is not the only reason why we're discussing kidneys tonight as health tips. Doug has quite a story to tell, so we're going to go ahead and get that going now.
Okay, boys and girls, let's all gather by the fire. I need to tell you a story what happened to me. Okay? This is the reason for the show. Picture this. June 8th.
January
8th. Oh gosh, I'm already screwing this thing up. I don't have any notes.
And it's
I'm
your
telling
story.
you how it happened in chronicle order. Picture this. Wednesday, January 8th. About 8:30, I woke up. And I had a weird lower abdominal pain. Didn't think much of it, so I thought I'm going to have my bowl of cereal. It was Wednesday, so I had my grape nuts. I always eat grape nuts on Wednesday morning. I only eat grape nuts on Wednesday.
Such an old
Got
man.
my 4 ounces of coffee, and I'm still having this weird pain. Then I started to get a little nausea, and I'm like, uh-oh. So I went into the bathroom thinking that was going to be the end of the grape nuts. And no. Well, I'm just going to fast forward a little bit from when I woke up. 3.5 later, I was in the emergency room.
Yeah, 3.5 hours later, he called me at the office and he said, I need to go to the hospital now.
I was freaking out. I didn't know if I had pancreatitis. Something really bad was really happening really fast. It just happened just like that. So we go into the emergency room. I couldn't even walk. We parked on one side of the hospital. The emergency room was on the other side of the hospital.
I'd never been there. I didn't
We
know
didn't
where
know.
I didn't know where the ED was.
So I'm getting in there and I'm screaming and I'm holding my lower abdominal area. And the poor security kid guy was seeing me and says, "Do you need some help?" And I'm like, I need the emergency room. So he puts me in one of those wheelie chairs and he whisks me out and he goes, "Oh, it's on the other side of the hospital." I'm like, I couldn't walk. So they push me in. He finally finds the emergency room. They check me in. I only had to
waited about 15 minutes in line.
Minutes to go through triage. And I went through all the stuff and I am dying. I'm like, I don't know what I'm practically in tears. And they take my blood pressure, they take my weight, and all I did is immediately, even though I'm in pain, I'm like, ooh, I lost weight because I didn't check myself. That was kind of a good thing, but I'm dying. So the 3 nurse emergency room people inspect me and they poke and they do this thing and they're like, okay, does it hurt here? And I'm like, ow. And then they're like, what about this? And they're like, okay, it could be diverticulitis or kidney stones. We're going to get you some blood work and we're going to take you to get some x-rays and a CT scan to find out what we all had. So I'm there wheeling in the fetal position.
I'm waiting in the waiting room because I have no idea what's going on.
I went and they put me face down. I went into a CT scan. That was interesting. That was kind of like, hold your breath. Bzz, and they did that. I went through the x-ray machine. Then after I was done that, took all my blood, they put me out into the emergency room to the waiting area. They said, oh, we're going to get your scans and all your stuff back in 45 minutes to maybe an hour.
Is that where Arnie was waiting for you?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's when he came back into the waiting room and then he told me they'll have my diagnosis in 45 minutes to an hour or so.
And I'm the whole time like this, wearing a mask.
They told him sit and wait. We'll get the results to you.
So I'm waiting, and nothing's happening. So Arnie, 3 hours.
3 hours go by.
And I was ready to just go back into the little emergency thing.
3 hours go by and I was beside myself watching Doug in pain. I couldn't, I couldn't imagine how bad it was because he was
freaked out.
I've never seen him this bad.
No, so he was freaked out. I was freaking out everybody in the emergency room.
I called Sherry and Sherry said, "Oh my gosh, did you talk to patient relations at the hospital?" And I said, "No, I did not." So at Kaiser, I went ahead and did
doing this. He's calling on the phone.
He didn't know I was on the phone. So I called and they said, "Okay, what's going on?" So I explained the situation and they said, is the patient there? And I said, "Yes, let me give him the phone."
So I get on the phone with this guy and he goes, "Oh, how are you doing?" I'm like, I'm in pain. And he goes, "Oh, you're recuperating. You have a kidney stone." I'm like, okay, that's news to me. And he says, "Now you're at home recuperating and everything." I'm like, "No, I'm still in the emergency room." He's like, "Oh man, okay, I'm going to immediately get the head person in there and they're going to whisk you right back so they can start administrating pain management and they could talk to you about what is going on and they could tell you where the kidney stone is."
In 10 minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes. Things started to happen really fast. And
really fast.
All kinds of people on me.
They took him up back there and I sat there and waited and I thought, you know what, I don't want to sit here. There were a lot of people hacking and coughing and I didn't want to get sick myself.
So I'm like, because he was mortified that I was still waiting in the emergency room lobby. So immediately I get whisked back. And I'm sitting there on the side and they said, "Okay, we're going to, give you a shot for pains." They said, "Could you take a urine sample?" Well, I had to pee, so that was not a problem. So they took all these extra tests, and I'm sitting there holding it. Finally, whatever they gave me, they pilled it in and give me in the emergency because I didn't care what it was. I was waiting.
They had given him a Motrin.
Yeah, a Motrin was not for crap. I mean, that was just a joke. And so they finally shoot me up one thing. I didn't know what it was called. Come to find out, it's called Dilaudid. Well, I calmed down, and then I'm waiting a little bit more, and finally a doctor person comes, and he sits down to me, and he says, okay, we saw all your scans and everything, and it's like, yeah, you're going through it. So he drew me this little schematic of what the top part is the kidney, then the small little tube is your ureter, and then the bottom part is your bladder. So he said that my right in the center, I'm about 75% of getting the kidney stone out. So you only have another 25% go. I don't know what that really meant, but I figured 75% sounded like it was going to go away really fast. Boy, was I wrong. So that ureter, the problem with the ureter or the kidney stone is not the pain of the stone. It's because the stone backs up into the kidney. And that's where the pain comes from.
All that liquid that it wants
to come out.
Wants to spill.
And there's tons of nerves. And that's where the excruciating amount of pain. And before I hear anything in the comments, this is not like pregnancy. I've heard that so many times about, I heard it's worse than pregnancy. No, it isn't. I don't want to see anything in the comments about, I heard it's worse than pregnancy. Pregnancy, you knew going in what you were doing in that bed to make a child. And afterwards, 9 months later, you have the pain and you have to come out of it. I didn't want this. I didn't ask for it. I didn't want to make it. So don't tell me it's worse than pregnancy, because it isn't. It's worse. It's by far the worst thing.
Now, I've got this picture here. Doug asked me to get this picture here to show you a cocktail stirrer.
Your ureter is the thickness of a cocktail straw or an oversized spaghetti noodle. I learned way too much about my urinary tract. So this stone is trying to go through a cocktail straw. And it's not fun. So as it's going through a cocktail straw, about 25 to 35, centimeters long, to get to your bladder. So I go back to the little note. So here, go back to the note. So Dr. Guy comes over and he says, okay, and your kidney stone is about the shape of a little miniature hot dog. And then immediately I turn to the doctor and I'm like, oh, great, you ruined hot dogs for me. Not that I ate a lot, but I do like my Costco dog. So he ruined hot dogs for me. So I have this little microscopic hot dog coming through me. And the width of it is 5 millimeters by 8.
The width?
The width and the length is about 8+ millimeters.
Christy.
It's a bitch. So I get these 3 notes up there. You get option 1. We'll give you tons of pain medication and we'll just wait for it to pass. And you have to get it. 2, if it gets really bad, you will put a stent in. That didn't sound fun. 3 is surgery, where they go in and they do what's called surgical extraction, where they go in there and shove a device like a clamp and claw it out. Not going to happen. Or they're going to do another one where they kind of like localize and blast it. That kind of is like, those are the options.
Kind of an ultrasound thing where they just pummel it with,
and then they do it. I said, let me just go home and we'll pass it if I'm in pain and we have major problems. We'll think about option plan B or plan C. So off I go to home, and I finally crapped out because I was just completely exhausted. And they gave me opioids. They don't like giving you drugs, and I got great drugs.
He received
really amazing drugs.
He received a few doses of oxycodone.
And I was on that thing. When my bell went off, I was on it 6 hours later. I was like, I did not want to be in pain. Thursday comes around. I felt actually, I had a little pep in my stomach. I mean, a pep. I don't know if it was on drugs. I went around the block and I'm like, maybe this is gone. So, yeah, that was false out of all the different things I could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
Thursday night, I kind of crapped out again, thinking that this was going to be good.
Now, he had asked me not to go to work that day. And
I was scared.
Now, here's the thing. My supervisor experienced a kidney stone just a few months ago. So she knew what Doug was experiencing.
Yeah.
So she was completely empathetic to the situation.
Wow.
So the Friday, I have my online meeting and I'm in pain. And I mean, I'm in pain. I was not feeling well and I was really freaked out. I took a hot shower to just stimulate it. That calmed me down for an hour. By noon, I had him back home because he had to go to work because I wanted him to stay. And then things are really going south real fast again. So I call the advice nurse. They said, no, go back to emergency room. You know, you really need to get this checked out again because there might be a blockage. Well, that freaked me out. I'm crying. I'm literally like crying, freaking out. I was freaked out.
You were a mess. He called me several times.
Oh, I was a mess. So that afternoon, I was back at the infirmary.
Yeah, I took him back to the ED.
Well, the infirmary is what I called it. So I knew exactly where to go. And this time I am screaming in the car. And this is not going really well. I get back to the emergency room. And I felt like it was cheers every time I was seeing everybody goes, you're back? Hey, you're back. Because it was the exact same people I saw the day before. And I'm like, yes, the kidney stone. And they were very cheerful, but the one guy was taking a sweet-ass time to get me an IV. And I said, can we speed this up? And they said, well, we got to get you another x-ray. We got to do some more blood work. And so I get an IV. And I'm like, okay, come on. Speed up the process. I'm really freaking out. So off to the main where I got to sit on the actual gurney and lay down. My nurse was Julie Ann. She was sweet, but I was, not a good patient. So she gives me my first Dilaudid.
Only imagine.
And I said, how long is this going to take? And she's like, 15, 20 minutes. Well, that was the longest 15, 20 minutes of my life. After I already waited like almost an hour, I wanted this drug. I really wanted drugs.
And that's just because he was in such pain.
I was in so much pain. So they said, then Julian comes back and she goes, you're still in pain? And I'm like, yes. She goes, wow, it's about 15 minutes. You're still feeling it? I'm like, I'm moaning here in the hall. Yes, I'm in pain. She goes, wow, usually that, it doesn't affect people. It gives them right out. I'm like, no. She goes, can you go back and get x-rays? Your x-ray time is done. And I'm like, okay, I could come back and she'll give me another shot. So I go get x-rays. I had to control myself with the x-ray machine. Got really into how to do x-rays now. Back out. She gives me another one. And I just said to her, I said, you're very sweet, but can you give me like the top of the line drugs like morphine? She went to me. She goes, sweetie, this is the best we ever have. And I'm already giving you a second shot in a half hour. I mean, after that, everything went still. It was like, all of a sudden, it was like, whoa. So the second shot happened. Yeah. And that's when he finally came out. I had them, he finally came over and...
Unfortunately for Doug, though, a side effect of opioids is that it slows you down.
Okay, well, we're still on Friday night.
Yeah.
We got a long way to go. This is going to be a long story.
Oh, my gosh. Sit back,
relax, and enjoy the show. So I'm on Friday. Okay, so after they give me Dilaudid, they said, well, we're going to give you even another one when you leave. I walked really, really slow, like really slow to the car. We ended up going to the Frugal Hoosier. I actually walked in. I can't really tell you what much because I wanted some soup. I didn't know if we had soup at home. So I ended up having a little bit of soup. I crashed. I was great. I had to sleep. Saturday, I was not feeling well again.
But it wasn't the kidney
But
stone.
it wasn't, well, I think it was the kidney stone. Just a smidgen. You got to remember, people, Tuesday to Saturday, 5 days. I did not poop for 5 days. I was so constipated. I was in so much pain. I was so backed up. And they did say, oh, you're going to be constipated through this. That I never have been. A day or two, but 5 days. I haven't pooped since Tuesday, and it was already
So
Saturday.
Arnie calls me again.
In this meantime, I'm peeing blood. I haven't pooped. And I am in so much pain. He makes soup, and I barely can eat it. I had him go to the Frugal Hoosier to get prune juice. And I'm already on the high drugs to get you unconstipated from the hospital.
Yeah.
So I had a pharmacy of drugs inside me.
They gave him a stool softener, but Sherry said, get him a laxative.
Yeah.
So I did.
So
so Saturday night at 8:30.
8:30, I took all that stuff. I calmed down a little bit. I immediately took another 8 ounces, warmed it up of prune juice, took another of one of the hospital stool softener. And again, you can imagine I had a pharmacy of drugs inside me by now. Between all the opioids and everything.
Oh, and the Flomax.
And the Flomax and all the other drugs, because I was on Motrin, I was on opioids, I was on everything to get this done. This is the weekend of the first of the Winter Escape. It was the first one with that Rihanna Fish chick, which I wasn't going to watch anyway. He ends up watching it Sunday morning. Well, I get up Sunday, and guess what? At 8:30, the world changed. I've never felt so good in my whole life. Everything came out. I couldn't stop.
Well, not everything.
No.
Not everything.
My little friend decided to still stay and take, residence. That's my kidney stone. That sucker would not budge. So I got rid of the constipation. I slept for like 3 or 4 hours on Sunday. You do not know how well a poop is until you're constipated for 5 days. It was horrible. Monday, I had a really quick doctor's appointment. They got me scheduled. Everything was happening really fast. I got a urologist at 8:30 in the morning on Monday. I was not going to be on this show. Well, the urologist, his name is Dr. Roberts, sweet guy, told me what I did not want to hear, because I asked him, could this ever happen again? And he said, well, this could be your one-shot deal, but, in the next 5 to 8 years, this could happen again. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's just great.
Now, just a quick side story. The day Doug did get that kidney stone, we had an ant attack in the Oasis.
Oh, we decided to be infested with ants.
And it was ongoing. It went on and on and on for almost a month.
To say it was biblical. Gosh. Yeah, it went on. He was fighting ants. I was fighting my kidney stone. So I'm filtering my pee. I talked to the doctor on Monday morning.
Yeah, they gave him a little strainer.
Oh, it's really hard to pee in a strainer. So every single I had one bathroom. He had one bathroom because I needed to create like a nest so I could be comfortable. Anyways, I finally talked to the urologist. He said, dude, you know what? I want to wait 2 weeks. And I want you just to pass it naturally. I said, well, I'm actually feeling fine. You saw me that Monday on YouTube. I was not supposed to be on. But I could have won an Academy Award. You guys did not know I was dealing with a kidney stone. This whole time I'm dealing with a kidney stone, I'm letting it go. So week 1 passes. Nothing. The whole time I'm monitoring my liquid. The whole time the doctor said, drink, drink, drink. So much water. I drank so much water. That's how much water I drank. I was monitoring I was drinking and peeing, drinking and peeing, drinking and peeing. I was paranoid. I put a little bit of apple cider vinegar in it. I wanted to do scare therapy. I was trying to put lemon juice in it. I was doing everything.
It's a reason why we also did the lemon drop.
Yes, it looks like pee. That's why I wanted a lemon drop, because it looks like urine.
No, but also because drinking acidy drinks helps.
Yeah. So I was just between. Now, granted, I stopped taking the opioids because I was actually feeling fine. So I was on just pain management. So to say that you don't know that you're feeling a kidney stone, oh, I did. Because.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the.
What?
No.
What?
The picture of the. You screwed this up.
The microscope?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. The kidney stone under an electron microscope. This is what it looks like. Now, mine was probably twice as bad. Mine was, kidney stone was like, it was trashing my urinary tract like a rock star at a Vegas hotel. It was just going in there like crazy. So, this is what a kidney stone looks like. So I'm drinking and peeing week 2. I go get some x-rays and some blood work done. No, x-rays.
Yeah, x-rays.
And the doctor on Friday, Friday gets back to me. No. Yeah, the Friday. This is now, I'm in week 3. He's like, dude, you still have it in you. We might have to go through something more. I thought we can go in there and zap it in maybe a week or 2. But it looks like it's it's clinging to dear life, where it doesn't want to go, but we might have to go in there and surgically remove it. Well, that scared the shit out of me. Excuse the expression. I did not want that to happen. So in the meantime, I'm still dealing with it. And I drink and pee. I drink and pee. I drink and pee. Then on February 7th, hold on. On February 7th, Friday, picture this. I do my networking thing. I actually get out of the house. I've never left the house in like 3 weeks or 4 weeks. Because I was scared to death to leave from it. I needed a bathroom. Then we have dinner. We were watching a show. I had to go pee like I did 1,000 times. Then on 8 o'clock on February 7th. I give birth to this.
In tears. He called me in
crying.
Tears.
I pee, and then I just happen to look down, and I'm like, this can't be it. And no, I didn't feel anything. I don't know why. It just came right out. I birthed that little bastard. I took it out. I went into the toilet, not proud. I clawed it out. I'm yelling at him, screaming, get in here, get in here. And I hold it up, and then I get a tissue. And that is my horrible, horrible experience. I felt like a human piñata. Every time I peed, I felt like a surprise was coming out. And I did. I got my surprise on February 7th, Friday, at 8 o'clock at night.
No,
I called Sherry, and then I'm dying. I'm crying. I was so happy, but I also felt like that was not real.
Jim says it was great. That's all along.
No, I wish I had Rice Krispies.
You know what? I had to actually sit there and calm him down and tell him to take a deep breath because he was just so out of it in disbelief.
I actually
it kind of scared me a little bit.
I did not. I wanted that because I wanted evidence.
No.
So I could send to my doctor, because I was communicating the whole time with the doctor, because you do electronic stuff.
A lot of people in the chat are asking, did you name him? He didn't, but there were names. There were names that were being talked about, like Stoney Curtis.
Oh.
Someone at the office said you should call it Gibraltar.
I wish I had a Rice Krispie, because it pretty much was an oversized Rice Krispie puff. And that had to go through a straw.
Step Crickle Pop.
Oh, yeah. And I'm holding it, and I'm like, how something can so small. wreak so much havoc. Like I said, a rock star at a Vegas hotel room. It trashed my urinary tract. So Monday, that was Friday. Saturday, Sunday, I was just kind of weirded out. Ben came over and I'm like, hey, you want to see this? So I'm like, yeah, I put it in my sample jar that I got from the hospital. And I got to use the sample jar. And the next Monday morning, I was immediately back because more tests were made. I got more x-rays and blood work. All that went, and with 3 days, I finally get back from my doctor. He's like, congratulations. Yes, the stone, it's gone. You have nothing else in. I cried for another hour. It was just like knowing that it was all gone. Now you're still going to have residual pain. You actually can feel it because that thing, you can saw it on the electron microscope. It just used my urinary tract as a cheese grater. And it just went in there, and it's all that soft tissue and all those nerves. Oh my God, it was a bitch.
Well,
so
the reason why he had the strainer and the sample was sent in, people are saying you should have kept it for just for keeping it, so you can remember it. The doctor actually wanted to do a full analysis of it. He wanted to see if it was. There are two types of kidney stones. There's an acidic stone or a calcium stone, and depending on what you eat can determine what it is.
So my blood work came back. My kidney functions are back to normal. The x-rays didn't show any other little friends still clinging to dear life. And so that was gone. And then I waited for another email back from the doctor. It says, yes, it is a calcium stone. And then he gave me a list of what's called high oxalates diets or foods. So that's why all those little diets, little cartoons or commercials kind of came in.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's high oxalate foods are like spinach. Almost all foods have it, but you need a calcium you can build up. And I mean, it could have been a lot of things.
But there are lots of foods that can counteract the oxalates.
So I got my list. Not that I'm ignoring any of these. I just don't need to eat them 3 times a day and go overboard. Such a visceral description. That sounds awful. I wanted to get into all the details and show it in chronicle order. So from the time I had it into the emergency room to almost, the Saturday when I felt like I can actually sleep, which I really didn't, was 30 days. 30 days, 1 month. From the 8th to the 8th, really actually the 7th, the last day, but 8 o'clock on the 7th.
It was 30 days.
It was 30 days, my whole ordeal. So yeah, I could win an Academy Award for acting because the whole time I went on to YouTube, I was dealing with a kidney stone.
Yeah.
So that was my excitement. And so I learned a lot about oxalate diets. I learned a lot about how the kidney is. I learned how the ureter is, which is a huge design flaw. I mean, come on. Teeny tiny tube where your urine goes through that to your bladder. So whoever is the divine creature who decided to make us, or Mother Nature, you really screwed up, and that was a huge design flaw in our body.
I have to disagree. I have to disagree with you because if it was any larger, you'd be peeing about 40 times a day because the liquid would go right through you.
Can I just have that so it could go through it that one time and then shrink back down? So I considered a design flaw for dealing with kidney stones. And I learned the National Kidney Association, their website, they're celebrating 75 years. So what it is that you want to watch, what I got to do is I got to really drink a lot more water. I thought I did. I'm drinking a lot more water. Just watching oxalates. I'm always going to eat spinach, but I don't need to have spinach, 3 times a day, 6 cups of spinach.
Doug, I have to tell you, I just got a text from Megan, and the girl has been watching with her, and she says, I hope Uncle Doug isn't hurting anymore.
Oh, thank you. No, it was, I stopped taking the opioids on... I think Sunday night was my last one. So from Wednesday to Sunday night.
Yeah, it was only a few days that he took them.
Yeah, because I really didn't want to control it because that stuff, it's really hardcore. But
Well,
I
and the
have
thing
them.
is, once it started moving for you, you were not uncomfortable.
No, I know something because there's so many nerves. I was feeling something, but I was never in any pain because
But you
it.
also had that one day that you called me because you felt it in a different area,
Oh,
and I told
Tuesday
you, I said,
night.
Yes, that was
and
Tuesday
I told you, and I
Tuesday the
told
4th.
you, it sounds like it's just traveling down through the system.
Oh no, that was not. That was a very bad night. I was actually ready to break glass in case of emergency, kind of like I was going to take a Dilaudid because I was really feeling it and that freaked me out.
So Christy's asking a question here. So, wait, you packed up Christmas like that? No.
Oh,
No,
he
Arnie
did.
did.
In fact, that's why we are still finally just now taking down Christmas.
I wasn't feeble. I mean, I was cooking. I mean, I was
Yeah, but that was
rotating.
only after you started feeling better.
Yeah, when
And
I was
you
feeling
weren't
better.
you weren't really going anywhere either. You were staying close to the toilet.
Oh yeah. I was
Well,
I
he
was
had to.
just
He had his
I
nest.
had to. I was like drinking and drinking and drinking. And I think I counted the one day I think I peed like almost like 37 times.
Oh my gosh.
I was very
Well, the flow
hydrated.
mats will do that.
Yeah, I
The
was
flow
on
mats will do
Flomax
that.
for 30 days. Flomax is, remember I talked about the prostate in my past? Helps expand the prostate, but it also can shrink the prostate, but it makes you be able to pee.
But
Well,
it,
I
yeah,
never had the peeing problem. And
no, it
also,
helps to drain, and it also helps to what's the word I want to say?
it dilates.
It helps to dilate the urethra.
Urethra. That's probably why this thing just shot out like a pistol.
We have a question from.
I didn't feel a thing.
We have a question from Jim. Now. It
Yes.
says, knowing what you know now, Doug, would you have chosen one of the doctor's original options to take care of the stone sooner?
I would have. Actually, I kind of wanted to. I wanted to get it zapped.
Yeah, but by the time.
But I know why they don't want to do that. They really want you to pass it naturally. When you read all of it, they don't want, they really, really, really want you to take. It could take between 4 to 6 weeks. And of course, I got the later on part of it.
Any of those options are
very
invasive.
They're very
one way
invasive.
or the other.
The zapping one sounded less invasive, but I'm thinking Sherry, what?
He says, I think Sherry needs to make a sign to hang in the bathroom. Doug's nest.
Oh, I had a lot of nests. I had my pod where the couch is, and my stuff, and my pill. And then where I was writing down all my notes of when I was taking everything at 1 o'clock and this and this and this. Because I've never taken that much drugs. This is the worst, being 50 years old, this is the worst I've ever been sick or dealing with an illness. I never broke a bone, never sprained anything. I mean, I kind of did simple cuts. But I had double case pneumonia 20 years ago. August 2004 during the Athens, Greece Summer Olympics, because I remember it because of the Summer Olympics. It was the summer of 2004. I had pneumonia. Now I know why people died from pneumonia. Any surgery on the
hootie hoo hoo.
Hoo hoo hoo, yeah. I didn't want anything shoved up there. I was not. I understood why they wanted
and that is why women have children.
Huh?
That is why
Don't
women
give
have
me
children.
this children. You went in with Tom in a bed to create a child. That pain, once you saw your child, guess what? You were all happy the pain went away.
I still remember the pain.
Oh, the
dear
pain
Lord.
is there. But it's not like giving birth. I didn't ask.
I'm in pain now.
Huh?
He says you survived, Doug. We need Dougisms. He's glad you survived.
I am.
And now you're Sophia like stories.
Then so after that happened, a week passed, and I actually was feeling better, but I still had these. So this is what I'm gonna add one more time. So there's a thing where you can sleep, because I was trying to do everything like scare therapy, pee. Well, you can sleep with called a pillow between your legs, which I call a humping pillow. The humping pillow he uses a humping pillow. He puts it between your knees and your legs. And I wanted to try one because what it is, it's supposed to relax all the muscles I wanted the stone. So again, I was trying everything. I was doing everything. Well, the humping pillow, which I had for over a month, stretched all of my ligaments. I was in pain for 2 weeks. Well, the whole time. I was not meant to have a pillow between my legs. So, guess what? I nixed that sucker about a week and a half ago. And finally, all my ligaments and everything right here and my back. So, no more humping pillow for me. That thing, I was wondering why. I was wondering why I was having pain. And it was on this side of the stomach. And my kidney was over here. My stone was over here, but I was having the same pain over here. Come to find out, it was the pillow. So I had to deal with that and, using my Theragun. Oh, gosh. So that thing I almost threw into the trash. Because I didn't know why I was having the pains over here. Then a couple days ago, my back was getting hungry, and then I cut myself. So I'm having fun. But that's a little bit about me, my sleeping habits, how much I peed, and that
it was a diversion for you, Doug, if nothing else.
Oh, gosh. Okay. That's a little bit of my life. I wanted to share it with you. We didn't do it because I already passed the stone, and it was Monday was Sherry's birthday, and it was Valentine's Day. It's a little tacky. I didn't want to make it about me. And then
but you know what? You passed it in time to actually go up to Matt and Megan's to have dinner to celebrate my birthday, which I appreciated.
Yeah, I was very comfortable
because we were on standby on that one as to whether you would be going or not.
Yeah. But I didn't hear back from the doctor, so I did not want to do anything until I heard back from the doctor. And I finally heard everything back on that Friday afternoon. Then that's when I finally got in the car and was on a ride for over an hour and a half. Ben drove, and the whole time I'm there feeling pain on this side of the body, thinking, come to find out, it was my muscles from the stupid humping pillow. I hope that helped. I really hope that did relax everything and open everything up. But because I would put the pillow between my legs, I think I still have it. It was just drink a lot of water, steady diet, and just, take care of yourself. I really don't want to go through this again. And
I had an uncle who had a couple of rounds of kidney stones, and he was a mess with them. Uncle Tom.
Yeah. Some people they fart and get a kidney stone. I mean, I hope being 50, more men get it than women. It happens. This could be a one-shot deal, or it could, and as they say, in 5 to 8 years, it could happen again. Well, let's just say I like water.
I like Mike's idea of you going to City Hall at Disneyland and get a button that says, I'm celebrating passing a kidney stone.
I was so happy to give that to the lab at the little laboratory at the hospital, because I gave that and then had my more, blood work taken and some more x-rays. I was so happy. And she said that and she goes, oh, I bet that was fun. Oh, I had really
no idea, right?
I said, oh, sweetie, this was not fun.
Oh,
Pathology
okay.
people have really good senses of humor.
Well,
But that went to the lab and they analyzed it. So I got it was, I think, 28 milligrams of the weight. And I have a picture, I have the weight, the size, just like a child. So I can say, you gave birth to a beautiful 7-pound, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, that's
12
going to have to,
inches.
the picture and the measurements are going to have to be a Christmas ornament.
I will definitely make
really
you a
don't want to be
Christmas
reminded.
ornament for that.
We hosted someone on that Tuesday the 7th. It was a gal from a networking group, and I felt fine. The house was fully decorated. It was very Christmassy. It was exactly 1 week from, Epiphany. It was all that. And that next
morning.
Next morning. Not how I wanted my 2025 to start.
Sean says you still have that post-stone glow.
I do. I mean, my back is feeling much better. I have no more weird. I know all my muscular pain, my muscular ligaments where your stomach and everything is. I know way too much about the anatomy now. There's these weird right here. There's these muscles. Oh, it's just horrible. Don't stretch them. They hurt. So that has been mine.
Gosh.
I'm glad I can share it, but we wanted to surprise you about kidneys.
Yeah, so that's all about kidneys.
Well, thank you for sharing, Doug.
Thank you.
Ben, what's happening on Live with Ben this week?
I can't top that. Well, you'll have to find out on Thursday.
Okay, so Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m.
It's another value menu at a restaurant.
Okay.
Hit and miss. I think it's Daniela. It is very common to be hereditary, but when I called my mom, she couldn't think of any family members that she could know of. They never had it. So I felt like I was like, oh great, I'm the one that's plopped out of my family tree. You're getting a kidney stone. So I didn't know it could be hereditary or anything. I think it was just luck of the draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going up to Roseville for the weekend.
Ugh.
I'll go this weekend and then
And
we'll
the
be
following weekend.
going up the following weekend too.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah, this weekend it's to help Megan with the kids for the weekend because she's got lots going on and Matt's in training or has something going on where he's all weekend long. And she's got a big thing at church that she's in charge of Sunday morning, so she needs the help.
Okay.
And then the following week, we'll be going up to celebrate
Jeff and Chrissy's little girl.
Yeah, the little one's 3rd birthday. Well, I have to tell you, I don't know if I told you guys or not, but, her other grandparents took them to Disneyland this last week, along with Chrissy's sister and brother-in-law and little girl that they adopted in December. She was born December 27th.
And they stayed in a 3-room suite at the Grand Californian.
Yeah.
They seen soaring over California or Condo Flats.
And they had several meals at the Storybook Cafe or Storybook Cafe. Storytellers Cafe. Yeah, they had dinner there one night, and Jeff called me and said, "Mom, you'd be so proud of me. I had three helpings of prime rib."
Oh, yeah.
And then on their last day, they had breakfast there. But on the way home, she was talking to her grandma and said, "Now, when are we going to go back to Disneyland?" And her grandmother said, "Well, maybe when the baby is your age and 3 years old, we'll come back so that she can have fun like you did." And she looks at her grandma and she said, "That's too long."
I feel your pain, little one.
It's been a little while for us too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So play the bells again. One more time.
What's the bells again?
That's what I felt like. So thank you for listening to my story. Now back to regular programming.
Oh my goodness. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. It was a very active chat tonight. Thank you. We really appreciate your...
I wasn't paying attention. I'll go back. I'm sure you...
We appreciate your engagement in the chat. So thank you, everyone. We'll be back next Monday night with another episode of a Jello tasting. You're not going to want to miss that one. It's going to be with our friends at the Velveteen Lounge Kitchen. So Kelly and Paul will join us.
Yes, we got more Jello. We got to figure out
We
what
got to
we're gonna
figure
make
out
with
Jello.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I know what we're going to do.
Okay.
Yeah, Reb says, yeah. Crazy ride.
Yes, that's. I'm very blessed that I went natural. Thank you.
Yeah. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
This you'll see for the Moment of Groovy, probably one of the last moments of us tearing down any of our Christmas forest. In this case, it was the Hall of Experiences. So watch that, and we'll see you next Monday night. I'm Arnie.
I'm Doug.
I'm Ben.
I'm Sherry, and we will have a St. Patrick's Day craft next week.
Right.
Wonderful. Everyone, thank you so much. Have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. And now it's time for your Moment of Groovy. Good night, everyone.
Thank
Good night,
you.
everybody.